one, the stream is live, and it is late. It's 8 o'clock Eastern, and we had planned to get on a little bit earlier, but technical difficulties, right? Infamous Sylvia.
Hey.
Hey, hey, you looking wonderful. I don't know how you're still fresh after being in court all day. Girl.
It was a rough.
But you're gonna give it all. You're gonna give it all. You're gonna lay it down on the YSL trial altar right now. We're gonna talk about it.
Yeah.
What happened today? Now we already talked earlier this afternoon um, about what happened this morning. So we'll go over that. But we're gonna give some people some time to jump in. Um, we are broadcasting live on YouTube on Infamous Sylvia. So shout out to all the Infamous Sylvia folks, all the peoples that represent and support while she's out there grinding in the courts. Absolutely. Make sure you are commenting and sending your love and all of that. Of course, you got your Cash App. What you put in here so people can give you donations because we need that too.
The coins.
Coins. The ka-ching-a-chings.
It's $ Infamous Sylvia.
$ Infamous Sylvia. So we definitely want to have all of that. And we're going to scroll that along the screen at some point for all those who don't know. But so we want to get that set up. And we are also broadcasting live on SOHH. So all of our so.com subscribers out there, those of you who have been with us for the last 27 years.
Wow, 27 years.
27 years. Yeah, we done been through some stuff, but we here. And we still Black entrepreneurs. I got my Black entrepreneur hat on.
Amen.
And for the culture, this is what we do for the culture, So we're on so.com as well as the so.com YouTube as well as the website. So you should be able to join us in 3 different places. And we just want to encourage y'all, y'all need to be supporting this channel, supporting Infamous Sylvia, supporting because we're representing the culture. We're from the culture. This is not any culture vulturation that's happening. We don't culture vulturation. You know what I'm saying? And, we are out here making sure that the story is told from our perspective, and we don't have any shenanigans like Miss Adrienne Love said today. What'd she say about being in the jungle? And
the jungle.
she's talking about being in. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about the jungle comment that had a thug all twisted, and gonna talk about who was there today and being the first day of the trial. Ooh, they have a lot to do, and it seems like it was a bit of a mess, as you were saying this morning, like just trying to get this thing moving.
Yeah, it was chaotic. They didn't have all the information that they needed, and they finally got it together. It together.
Yeah. So in the morning, Adrienne, is it Adrienne or Andrea? Adrienne Love, who is the state prosecutor. We will pull up some pictures. I hope that we can get some of those pictures going for Adrienne Love. She was wearing red today.
She don't have on red. She had on
Oh, that was the other day. Okay, so that's another picture of her. But she's the blonde-haired woman, is she?
Oh, no. She's a black lady.
Oh, okay. Okay, this is Adrienne Love. Thank you. This is her we're looking at now?
No, that's not her either.
Uh-oh. All right. Well, we got to get our pictures organized.
Okay.
So tell us who we just saw, because those are important characters in this story anyway.
Well, the lady in red is the attorney for Kendrick, for Monte Kendrick.
Okay.
Attorney. He has 3 attorneys. He has her, and then he has Weinstein, the guy that's right there with the glasses. And then there's another attorney sitting next to him on the other side of Mr. Kendrick.
Okay, so that's one of our co-defendants' attorneys, Kendrick's attorney. All right. And then the young lady in the stripes was whose attorney?
She's like in law. I think she's in law school, but she's with Mr. Steele.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so she's part of Steele's team. All right. And I don't know if we have a picture of Adrienne Love, but she was the first person to present. She is the state prosecutor's office attorney.
Yes.
And she was supposed to come to the table this morning with all of her ducks in a row. And apparently she started presenting and everybody started going crazy.
Yeah.
What'd she do?
She painted a picture of an ugly picture and a bunch of jungle wolves, pack of wolves in the jungle.
Pack of wolves. And who the heck was she talking about being pack
Well,
of wolves in the jungle?
she was referring to the Jungle Book. You know that the Jungle Book. It was a thing talk about the pack of wolves in the Jungle Book. So
Uh-huh.
she was referring to that. And so she was basically talking about Young Thug and Jeffrey William, his correct name, him and the rest of the YSL team, saying pack of wolves, and he's the wolf. He's the wolf, the leader.
Okay, so there's different ways that you could have said that somebody was the leader of a group of people besides referring to jungles and wolves and
Wolf.
animals.
Yeah, it
You
was
know,
a
I mean, does anybody on her team that's like a person of color who could tell her that was like totally, racist, borderline racist, and tone deaf?
yes,
You in there, and of course we know everything is intentional. So we're not going to look at it as she didn't know any better. We're going to look at it as she knew what she was saying, trying to paint these men in a fashion that would automatically make them animals in the sight of the 12 men and women on the jury. Let's talk about the jury composition. Huh?
18. You mean 18
Wait,
men?
we got the substitutes in case,
Well,
right?
yeah, the substitute. Yes.
All right.
Majority of Black women, middle age, from like 45 and up.
Nice. Okay, so these are somebody's mamas and aunties.
Yes, somebody's mamas and
Right.
aunties, and then you had two Black guys. One looked like he about 28, 30, early 30s, and then the other one, he's a little bit. They're about the same age, I would say. No, I would say he's 45. The older one.
Okay.
Then
So
there's a little white guy, two white guys, and then one he kind of looked like he's Spanish. He may not be white, but he is him, and then one white woman.
okay. So we seem like we have a pretty diverse composition for the jury.
Yes.
Did it look like okay? So
The
that's
majority of them is an older age. They're all older, Nobody in their teens or anything like that. No, early. No.
All right. So that means the people in their teens either got excluded or early 20s, they got excluded or they didn't show up to jury duty. They're not registered.
No, there was a lot of them that went through it, but a lot of them got hardship.
Oh, they had hardship.
Yeah.
Right. Because they can't afford to be on a 4-month. This is going to be a 4 or 5 month endeavor.
Yes.
Okay.
And then the people that they chose are not people that are rich either. I think there are more people who the job is going to pay for the full time of them being there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, we know that you're supposed to have a jury of your peers, right? And we know that the community that these young men were are members of and grew up around was a community. It was not an affluent community. It was a majority Black community, right? And I understand that part of town is not necessarily, affluent. It's pretty much, the folks, they are pretty much economically the same way that the jurors are.
Yeah.
So that's promising. There could be some relatability there. So homegirl gets on, Adrienne Love gets on and starts talking about, he's the leader of in the Jungle Book. He's the leader of the pack and making these men look like wolves. And you said that that Thug's face kind of got what?
He had that stone face on. He was like,
"What is she trying? What
exactly.
is she saying?"
Yeah, he stayed pretty, straight face and didn't move. At one point, he yawned. He yawned at it. Yes.
Listen, as long as he's been sitting in that chair, I'd be yawning too. He looked good. Do we have a picture of him? I hope we can pull up a picture in a few minutes. He looked really good.
He has gained a lot of weight.
Yeah, but his hair looked nicely plaited, right? Because he had been, I'd seen him a couple times, and you used to seeing your your celebrity is looking amazing, and then you're seeing him in court and he's looking like, yo, when is he going to get his hair done?
Yeah.
So
His hair was done.
okay, so he's looking groomed, and he had on a black and white ensemble, so looking fresh and clean. And he was accompanied by a number of folks. I know that I heard that Mariah the scientist, his girlfriend, was in the building.
Yeah, she is. She was sitting in the back. She had on a nice checkered coat, black and white. She had a pair of black slacks on, some nice shoes. You know how we are with the shoes, some nice shoes.
Ma'am, gotta have it.
Yeah,
and that's really, good to see, because these type of things could be really dicey for people, and I'm really surprised that they've been able to keep their relationship going, because this has happened in May of 22, and they obviously are still together, so that's good to know. And then you had Kevin Lyles in the building too.
Yes, he was there. He went up to the family room upstairs because they didn't have enough room downstairs for the observers, and so got a chance to talk to him. Got a chance to quote him on a statement he made. I know I said it earlier, and that statement basically says that if this was the country music or rock, hard rock music, we wouldn't be here. And he's saying basically it's a racist thing. It's all about the race, because a lot of rappers are being put on trial. There's like rap music. Then this is not the first one, but this is the first time they're doing actual RICO on the music, the lyrics.
Yeah, and that was something that was very surprising that Judge Glanville would allow that, because, like you said, this is definitely going to be setting a precedent for the future. I mean, Kevin Lyles is right. I mean, as many times as we've heard, lyrics, whether it be about shooting people or raping women, or just questionable activities, it's always like, okay, that's lyrics, and you've heard country singers say some questionable things, and you've heard all types of folks say some questionable things. So this whole conversation about whether or not we can try these folks based upon lyrics is very dicey. It's very problematic, because just think about, like, okay, look, we know that in rap, the difference is that our music is supposed to be authentic. When we rap, authenticity is really what it is that is the foundation of everything we do, because it's like, this is what I lived. On the other hand, there is a level of capping. Everybody is talking about they did this and they did that, but in actuality, they haven't done anything. It's just part of a persona that they've created. So, that's really what we're talking about here. And then it becomes like, in the future, what does that mean if this case is tried and they go to prison because of the lyrics that they speak? What does that do for creativity in the future? Will people, is it to be assumed that if SZA says, I might kill my ex, and he dies, that she killed him?
Yeah.
No. So this is so Judge Glanville allowed that. So anyway, you started up today. Homegirl Adrian Love got up and started talking crazy about the jungle, and everybody started wilding on her because she was missing. Her information was incomplete, right?
It was incomplete, and then there was some misinformation provided. Like they said that, like Lil Rod, they said that he actually was killed somebody, which it wasn't him that killed the person. And then there was so many errors, and they're just like picking it apart. And finally, she had to take some of the slides out of her presentation.
And this slowed everything down, because she's
2
talking
hours.
2 hours. So a lot of the testimony that was supposed to happen today, the opening statements, we didn't get to a lot of that because of the delay with this.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Hold on, I just sent one of the pictures over for the producer.
Okay.
To show or whatever from the court. My pictures keep getting stuck in my box here. So she made all of these mistakes. She's talking about somebody killed somebody, but he wasn't even on trial for that. We're not even here for that.
No, he
And
was on trial, but he's not the one who actually killed the person. It was somebody else.
okay. So she's
So
getting all her black people look the same. What are we dealing with right now? What's this? What's the reason for this, Miss Love?
she's trying to get a case. She's trying to, she's trying to win a case.
I'm like, are you trying to win a case by just messing the whole thing up, being confusing? Like, what exactly is happening? What type of strategy is this?
You know what it is? It's because you remember they started off with a different set of prosecutors, right?
Oh,
And
that's right.
all of them are gone. And so like they had to start from scratch. And I believe that's one of the reasons why they prolonged the jury selection so long is because they was trying to get them up to speed. Mr. Steele and a couple of other defendants filed for a speedy trial, right? So with that speedy trial, if they go past the 2 terms, they have to throw the case out. Right. So they didn't want to do that. So they met the deadline of a speedy trial, but it wasn't really a trial because you were still picking jury for what, 10 months.
Right.
So it was a stall tactic to me. This is me talking. It was a stall tactic because, and they're still not ready. They're still not prepared.
But the judge is very committed to moving forward with this, though, even though they're preparing at the same time while they're presenting. Because you mentioned that the defense, some of the lawyers were objecting and basically saying, you said that saying to the judge, listen, you were supposed to, I'm going to file a motion to mistrial because this was supposed to be prepared. And you said that if this happened, that there were going to be repercussions for the attorney.
Yeah, he didn't follow through with what his word was. He's told them if certain things, he kept giving them more and more chances. And then he seemed like he was irritated with the defense because the defense is bringing it up. And he's like, I know this and that. To me, he's just so like mean to the other side.
So with the other side, meaning he's mean to the defense. He's not.
Defense.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's giving the states more leniency than
because I think he knows they're not prepared. I think he knows that. I think he knows the circumstances, but he's trying to instead of getting rid of the case, he has to fulfill it. There's some people. I think there's some people who is telling them like they need to get this done, type of thing.
All right, so she pushed through. They put a pause on everything. You guys went to lunch and then you came back.
Yeah, and so she continued. She did her opening argument. She ended it. It took her, I would say, about an hour and 45 minutes for her argument. She took. I thought she was going to take like 6 hours, but she didn't. She didn't take as long as I thought.
And she presented a whole bunch of lyrics. I suppose.
She presented lyrics. She presented like cases that with other people. And of course, she kept reiterating that Mr. Williams is the leader of it and things like that. So she kept reiterating that.
All right. So we come back after lunch, and who was the first defense to present?
You only had one today, and that was Mr. Max Schultz. I don't know how to say his name.
Schultz.
Yeah. No, Schultz. It's SH. Don't get me to spelling the man's name. It's not Schultz. It's like it's Schultz.
Okay.
Whose
attorney is he?
He is Shannon Stillwell's attorney. Let me pull it up. I think I can get that information for you because I'm not good at spelling someone's last name.
Okay.
Okay, so
and maybe we can get a picture of Shannon Stillwell. I think we have all the photos of the individuals, producer.
Yeah.
So Shannon Stillwell's attorney, Max Schultz, was the only one that got to present today in the time frames. We're already starting off slow.
Yeah, it was pretty slow. And tomorrow they're going to continue. We go back at 10 o'clock. Later than today. Go back at 10 o'clock tomorrow.
So we're already, they're saying, excuse the noise in the background. Hold on. they're saying that the trial is going to be 4 to 5 months at this pace.
Probably a
Oh
year.
my.
Let me stop. A year.
Oh my. Yeah, this is a long. This is my. Okay, so he jumps on, and while we're waiting for Sylvia to get her situation, we're gonna show some photos. Go ahead. So what photos are we looking at here?
That
This
is that's Miss D. Williams and Mr. Ryan, and that's the lady with the white hair. That is an attorney that is like an advisor with Young Thug's side. She was part of the jury selection, and they said she's pretty good in picking jurors.
well, seems like she did a pretty good job. That's Rodelius Ryan right there.
Yeah, that's Rodelius Ryan with the hair sticking up. Yeah.
Okay, got it. Who else we got? You want to show us some more photos?
That is Shannon Stillwell. The lady in the red, that is the attorney for Mr. Nichols. She's with Mr. Harvey, Bruce Harvey. That's her like assistant. I mean, she's another attorney, not assistant. She's co-counsel for her name. I can't remember. Hold on a second. I do have her name.
But you said the Shannon Stillwell's attorney. This gentleman, he's the one whose attorney presented today.
Yeah, Mr. Shaw, the one that you see sitting right next to him with the glasses. Mm-hmm. That's who presented, and he did an excellent job, I must say, because he basically gave an outline of exactly what errors and what he says basically lies that was presented to the people, because even though they're saying one thing, but the facts are Stillwell, the individuals who the person, he said 4 guys is the ones that claimed that Stillwell was the one that did the crime, the murder, right? But those 4 individuals were in blue suits. And blue suit, he went by colors, right? First, the color was the green. He talked about money green. He talked about the different then he went on and started talking about blue. Blue, he was referring to the uniform of the prisoners in Fulton County. They had on blue. So he was saying that the 4 individuals the witnesses were individuals who were arrested and they were wearing blue. They wanted to get out there. They want to be in jail. So therefore, they told lies to get themselves out.
And have those 4 individuals, did they actually get shorter or get some sort of leniency for their testimony?
I don't know, because I didn't do any research on them at all. So, because their name was just mentioned today. Well, their name was mentioned before. I just didn't take the time out to go research those individuals, see what kind of cases they have, if their case has been dropped and things like that.
But the attorney is saying, Shannon Stillwell's attorney is saying that these 4 individuals that testified on behalf of as witnesses against Stillwell, and also, was this the one where Quantavious Nichols was with him? They were supposed to be in the car together?
Yes.
Okay. So what was this murder?
It's 2 murder charges. It's 2 murder charges.
2 different murders.
Yeah, one of the murders is with Donovan Thomas, which is Nut. They call him Nut. He is supposed to be a leader of the other gang, supposedly another gang, and he is the one that was murdered.
Okay, and apparently murdered, and then this is a separate incident that another person was murdered.
Yeah, he was the one. This is one of the main one that they're really fighting for, is because the mother she want justice for her son, So, but she was there today, the whole family. When they started talking about him, when Miss Love started talking about him, they put a picture up. The family really reacted. The mother got up and left the courtroom. Then the lady that was sitting next to her, she kept shaking. Her leg was shaking. She kept shaking her hand. She was boiling her hand, her fist. And then I don't know if it was a brother, cousin, some family member. They were on the side. One was crying. It's about 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5 of them that was sitting in the seat right across from me. But you see their reaction when they put the picture up.
And this is a picture of what again?
Him in, you know how they take a picture of somebody deceased?
Oh my.
Yeah.
Of the alleged gang member deceased.
Yeah.
Okay. So these people were coming. Okay. So these people were coming as family members, supporting, I guess, the prosecution, because
Yeah.
they're saying that Shannon Stillwell and Quantavious killed this person.
Yes.
Wow. That's hard to watch. You
It
know,
was
that's
hard.
hard to watch.
It was not because you see a picture of him, regular picture, and then all of a sudden they put a picture of him in, like, you know how they do the forensics and taking picture of a deceased body.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's so traumatizing. Wow.
pretty rough.
And what was Shannon Stillwell looking like during this time when they were showing all of this?
I did not look at him because I was
Mhm.
looking at the picture and I was looking at the family, seeing how their reaction. I
Mhm.
didn't get a chance to look over onto his side. And I couldn't see Nichols because Nichols is sitting in the back, and I don't have a view of him, pretty good view.
Mhm. Mhm. But apparently, this was some sort of murder, maybe rival gang type of situation.
It's some retaliation. So I
Retaliation.
don't know, because it was a drive-by and
Wow.
they said a whole bunch of bullets, 12 bullets or something like that. They was mentioning it was 100 bullets or something.
And
They,
how, so the whole idea is they're supposed to be linking all of these things back to Young Thug, as allegedly, he is the person that orders all of these things as the leader.
Mhm.
Are they also saying, okay, and somehow Young Thug told them to do that, or how
They're
are
saying,
they?
they're saying they did it for the leader, even though he was not around, even though he was not in the vicinity or had nothing to do with it. But they basically saying because he's the leader, they were doing it on his behalf
Okay.
to furtherance the organized crime gang, membership though.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, when Mr. Shaw Max, I call him Max. When Max got up, he basically said that that Stillwell, yes, he was a drug dealer. He admitted that Stillwell was a drug dealer, and
Oh.
that basically his drug dealing wasn't for the gang, the furtherance of any gang. It was more for himself, taking care of his family, because he was raised in poverty. He painted a big picture of how he was raised. He was raised by his grandmother, and his mom basically was on drugs, and his last name changed from Stillwell, which was his mother's last name, to his grandmother's last name. His grandmother is Jackson. I mean, he gave a whole picture. He painted a humanized picture of Mr. Stillwell. So, and you could see the intensity of the jurors. You saw how they were looking, and some of them even nodded of what some of the stuff she was saying. So, I mean, he was saying.
Wow. Wow. So there was a relatability there where people, like you said, came from that community. Clearly, they didn't look like they were rich. They could relate to the idea of that struggle
Yeah,
with.
and basically he gave that picture of a individual raised in the poverty, and the single woman taking care of them. The grandmother raised him because the mother got on drugs, and he had no way out. At a young age, he wanted to have money because he was poor and not having, and lived in poverty. He was painting a good picture of the situation.
And he's already admitted to selling drugs, right?
Yeah.
So that's not even like, and the issue here
But
is that
he also mentioned he paid for the crime that he did as a drug dealer. He went to jail. He served his time as a drug dealer.
Who is speaking on his behalf at this point? This whole tale. Who's telling this story?
This is Max Sharp, the attorney. Remember, I was supposed to be getting his right name, spelling of his right
Right.
name.
But this is the attorney for who?
Stillwell.
The Stillwell.
Shannon Stillwell, yes.
Okay. So I'm trying to, help me make it make sense. So he's painting the picture of the drug dealing of Shannon. Well, Shannon Stillwell's drug dealing.
Well, he's painted a picture that, okay, yeah, he has done some crimes, but
it wasn't murder.
Right. Yeah, he didn't kill anybody. In fact, he's a target because people putting out those four liars put out that he was the one behind the murder, and now his life is at stake because he's been shot up a couple of times, and they've been trying to kill him and stuff, retaliation. So, but he might be a drug dealer, but he's not a murderer. That's what he was saying.
Mm-hmm. I'll be interested to see what the response is going to be like from the state, because
Okay.
the whole idea is if you can do one crime, you can do a different crime. So
Yeah, that's what
that
they were
whole
trying
thing.
to paint. But let me give
Mhm.
you the spelling. His name is Maxwell Shard. SCHARDT.
Shart, got it.
Shard.
Shart
Shard.
with a T,
Yeah.
Maxwell, and he's the attorney for Stillwell. Okay.
Shannon Stillwell. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So was that the gist of it? Like that was the whole thing, painting that story about him. Is he going to come back again tomorrow,
Oh,
or is
no,
he going to be?
he completed because he did end, basically that they must find him not guilty because he is not the person that did the murder. The people that blaming him are the ones that was trying to get a deal because they got arrested. Because he gave an example, like one guy supposedly knew about this murder, but he waited from almost a whole year before he even said anything. And he said something after he got arrested. He was in jail. So each one of them did not say anything before, and then while you go to jail, now all of a sudden, these individuals are the one that did it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. So what's going to happen now is he's finished.
He's finished. Now the next set of person, I think Mr. Matthews going up, because when I was telling you which one was going first and second, Mr. Matthews said he was going to go next. So Mr. Matthew has Huey, the young man
Okay.
Huey. Now let me give you his first name. Hold on.
Was that Quant? No, that was Don.
Hold on, I'll give you his name. Hold on.
Okay. And Thug's dad was there today, of course.
He was there.
He's been there consistently,
Yes.
right?
Yes. His name is Marquavius Huey. MARQUA, V as in Victor, IUS, Huey, HUEY.
And he is accused of theft.
Theft and a couple of other things. Hold on, I can get you.
Okay, that's a photo of Marquavius there. He's also one of the younger ones, it looks like, right?
Yeah, he's one of the younger ones. He's, I think, 20, 21, something like that.
Okay. And when these things happened, was he a minor, or we don't know?
I don't know exactly how old he was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks like he's in this photo. I think this is from yesterday, the day before. He's all cleaned up. And it's so wonderful how they really try to present them so that people can see them as men, and it's that juxtapose that with the animal jungle reference. So it's like really trying to make sure you humanize them and humanize their experience. And I think the experience of growing up in poverty is something that a lot of people can relate to.
Yeah.
A lot of people understand that, okay, yeah, we got to do, sometimes we do what we do. I mean, it's not what we should do, but
it's survival. It's a form of survival, I guess.
Yeah. They talk about that in Thug's documentary he debuted last year. Little Baby's documentary he debuted last year. He's also from that community. Not the exact same community, I don't think, but basically an impoverished area of Atlanta. And he talks about, just that, it's just all of the economics were against this community, the way that they developed Atlanta, the way that, people were pushed out of certain areas and just really left to fend for themselves. So it's really real out here for people. That doesn't excuse the crime, but it definitely puts it into context.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's important when we're talking about people's lives,
Okay, I have his charges. He's charged for armed robbery, aggravated assault, possession. No, it's not assault. Possession 454 aggravated assault. Yes, with a deadly weapon. Aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony. He got theft. Hold on a second. I'm trying to give you the rest. He has possession of felony, theft by by stolen property. He has aggravated assault with deadly weapons. It's like repeated the same stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, mostly robbery, theft, things like that, and possession.
So he's going up tomorrow. While we're waiting we'll talk more about who else is going on. We have a question from Jamie Carradine. When will Steele go on?
Most likely he's going to be one of the last ones.
Okay, and just to remind everybody, who is Steele?
Brian Steele. He is the attorney for Jeffrey Williams.
Of course, the star of the show, the ringleader. Of course, the alleged ringleader. The alleged. Yeah. So he's going to go on. You said last.
Most likely he'll be last. Most likely.
So at this point, we're looking at maybe the end of the week, maybe Thursday or Friday.
Don't say that, because they'll only have an hour to do.
Okay.
So tomorrow,
everybody gets an hour.
Yeah. So it's 5. It's only 5 left. So
okay.
I would say it'll be over tomorrow.
Okay. So we're hoping to hear from him tomorrow. You would think that he would get more time, only because he's supposed to be the foundation of this entire thing, right? So he's got to respond to so many different things that are pointing in his direction. He doesn't get more time for that? For Doug's opening statements?
No, he don't.
No.
Okay. The others.
All right. Also, any other questions, shoot them in. We have another one. They said Gunna's mom was in the courtroom today. Is that true?
Gunna's mom? If she probably was upstairs. She was not downstairs.
What's the upstairs downstairs thing? Can you explain what that is?
Downstairs is the main courtroom. That's where I am now. Woo-hoo.
Yes, the
courtroom. Upstairs is where mostly the family is, and
is it like a balcony, or what is the upstairs? How does the setup?
It's a floor. It's another courtroom, and they seen an overflow with some screens. And
they're on the screens.
So there's two overflow rooms. There's one in 8H is where mostly the family is, and there's one in 7J, I think 7J or 7C. And then there's the main courtroom, which is 1C. 1C, you have to have credentials to be in there, and then you have to be like one of the family members. 6 family members is allowed in there. Then you have the victim's family in there, and you
in the same room.
In the same room, but let me tell you how they have it situated. They have the first row is like pool media, and then they have the second row has the family members of Donovan. Then you have a middle row and some other family members are there. Then in between the defense family, they have security. Security is taking up the whole bench. It's set. Okay. The security separates the ones from the back. The ones in the back is the defense family.
Oh man! So even if you try to go to the bathroom, like you got to pass them.
Security everywhere. They have security everywhere.
Yeah, that sounds like it could wind up being pretty bad. But I suppose
I hope not. I think most of them. And the thing is, a lot of them, they know each other because they're all from the same neighborhood.
Yeah,
they know each other. It's just a bad situation.
They're about to have like barbecue and stuff, in the back, passing food around. You know how family we all get together. Black people, we can turn. Listen, even mourning when a funeral, we gonna turn that into something. It doesn't matter. We can turn it all into something. So, okay. So we can hold on. We seen today, Miss Sylvia. I'm glad they allowed you a seat in the courtroom. Miss Carradine says that. Jamie.
Yes. Finally, I'm in the courtroom. Y'all, if you looked at Law and Crime, you should see a picture of me. I have on my black suit and everything. I'm in there. I'm in there, y'all. I'm in there.
Yes. And actually, we are working on infamous Sylvia Cash App. We're working on her getting her own stream. So we will keep you all posted. It's a little maneuvering, but she's got the credentials, and very soon, you will be getting it live directly from infamous Sylvia herself. You will no longer have to go to other places because you want to support the independent journalist. You want to support the person that's been in the room from the beginning, not the Johnny come latelys.
Let me just tell you something too. I want to air something out. Okay.
Talk.
Now, Shade Room, I really want to call them out. They quoted an individual who is not even in the courtroom. Megan, whatever her name is, out in California. She tweeted something, and she's not even in the courtroom.
Mm-mm.
But they quoting her.
Listen, Shade Room and all. Well, I think Shade Room is Black-owned media. I don't know. I heard some. Maybe they're not. You guys need to be, first of all, supporting Sylvia because she's out there representing and making sure she get the story from our perspective. Second of all, Sylvia has been in the courtroom. She has been there from the beginning. She knows the full story. She's the only one with exclusivity with Thug's father that he's willing to talk to.
And Yak Gotti's mother, too.
And Yak Gotti's mother, okay? So she's paid the dues, okay? Stop talking to people that don't matter, all right? If you want to talk to people that matter and get the real story directly, you need to be talking to Sylvia, okay? So let's just put that out there. Somebody said, what'd you say? Hey, Rachel. Rachel says, hi, Miss Sylvia. I watched YSL. That judge was over those layers today. What's that mean? Was over those layers today. Over those lawyers. Was all over those lawyers today. I think she's trying to say.
He's like that all the time. All the time. He's like that.
Mm-hmm. Judge Glanville, he seems real. Like, what kind of person is he? Like, what? How does he strike you?
He's very strict. No, I wouldn't say he's strict. To me, he's tried to be as fair as possible, but I see some bias.
Mm-hmm.
and the reason why I say that is because he gets on the defense side and he's just like so hard on them, and he's so soft on the I don't know if it's because they're women, but he's like very soft on them. Very soft on
Judge, we want to see it make it make sense. We don't need to see everybody in the we want to see it even. But the good news is that we've got a jury, right? Because the judge is only going to, this is a jury trial. So it's really, the judge is there to moderate everything. So we do want him to be fair.
Yeah. But I want to tell you, the jury, one of the jurors was super, super late.
Oh gosh.
They had to go and look for that juror, and something happened with their car.
Coming back from lunch or just in the morning?
No, and this morning, we started at 9 o'clock, and the judge was on the bench, and we all waiting, and
they don't play that. If you're on jury duty, you better be there. They'll come get you at your house.
Tie
you down to the chair. Now, this jury, they get to go home at the end of the day, right? Every day they get to go back home.
Yes.
Okay. And of course, we're not seeing the jury on the screen because their identities are protected, or no? Are we seeing the jury?
We're not. We're told we cannot take any pictures of the jurors. We can't talk to the jury. You can't do anything. Don't even look at it.
And the jurors are not also being streamed. You can't see the jurors in the video stream. Okay.
No.
Okay. All right. Well, we got a long way to go. Thank everyone for being here this evening. We're going to be doing twice a day. So let's set the schedule. Every day between 12 and 1, right? There's going to be a break.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're endeavoring to make sure.
Let's do the evenings around the 7:30.
7:30, because Atlanta traffic is bananas.
Yes, bananas.
Yeah. So when you get out at 6, it's like you still at 7. Can we get home, get a break, refreshing yourself to 8 o'clock?
Yes.
That's a good time. All right. So meet us here every day at 8. We're going to have some guests as well. We're going to bring some attorneys on. You never know when one of Sylvia's special exclusive guests will be on. So.com will be working directly with Sylvia the entire time so that we can make sure that we're bringing the hip hop perspective, bringing that, the world of what the context of all of this is. We're just going to do what we do. So thank you all for joining us, and we'll see you tomorrow at about 12:30. 12:15. Look for us. We'll be live. So look out for us, and also in the evening around 8 p.m. Eastern. Thank you, Sylvia. Get some rest, my dear.
I will. Have a good one.
All right then. Bye.
Bye-bye.